To eat or not to eat breakfast? That is the question. The answer right now coming from Dr. Beth Kitchin. She joins us, the UAB nutritionist, our expert. Good to see you this morning.
It's good to see you too, Mike.
We've heard so many research studies on breakfast, the benefits of eating it, not eating it. Now there's another one. So you're helping us put this in perspective.
And yes, and this study is a little bit different. We have seen so many studies on breakfast. Some saying it helps, some saying it doesn't. Some people say skipping breakfast actually helps me keep my weight off because I'm missing, those calories, which is a good thing, right? But all of those studies have been what we call observational studies, and they're not the strongest kinds of studies. They're sort of like circumstantial evidence. You can't show cause and effect, so you really don't know much from these studies. So we're starting now to see some much better what we call randomized controlled trials. They're more expensive studies, but they can really show you what the true effect of eating or not eating breakfast actually is.
Okay, and those take time. We know that.
They take some time.
Are there some common results or some things we have gleaned from these and others?
And that's a really good question. The problem is that we don't see a lot of common results. You see some going in the direction of eating breakfast, some not. So that's why we need more studies like this. This study had some weaknesses too. So let's talk about the stronger study design. So what the researchers did, this was called the Bath Breakfast Project, and it was done in England, in Bath, England. And so what the researchers did is they had participants either eat breakfast or not eat breakfast. The breakfast eaters had to eat 700 calories by 11 o'clock in the morning. The other group had to fast, so no calories until noon of that day. And they did a lot of measurements on folks. They measured their body fat, their hunger hormones, their weight. And overall, what they found some interesting things. The big finding is that over the 6-week study, so this was only 6 weeks, there were no changes in weight between the two groups. So they stayed pretty even weight-wise. They also found that while the breakfast eaters actually exercised a little bit more and burned more calories in the morning, the overall calorie burning was not different between the groups.
That is interesting.
Yeah, and so basically, and no differences in hunger hormones. So basically what they found is that breakfast was not beneficial and it basically was not harmful. The calorie intake was the same between the groups. So Mike, what that tells us is when we skip breakfast, we kind of tend to make up for those calories later in the day.
You're starving.
Now this was as I already said, it's a 6-week study, so kind of short. There were only 23 people in it. So this study, its weaknesses, good design, but probably not big enough and long enough.
The takeaway for me and you maybe is whatever works for you.
That's exactly my takeaway. I can't skip breakfast.
I
can't skip it. I get really hungry. I get cranky. Other people, I have patients that do fine without it. So for right now, some people should eat it if you have diabetes and you're taking insulin, certain medicines. Other than that, whatever works for you.
To each his own.
Yeah, expensive research to say whatever works for you.
I'm going to skip the donuts though and stick with the fruit and cereal.
That's a good
Thank you,
idea.
Dr. Beth Kitchin.